Welcome to the pregnancy yoga sequence for the Mum's 5-Day Yoga Challenge. Before we begin, make sure that you have something to sit on, so like a bolster or a cushion or even a rolled up blanket. So I'm just going to pop this away to the side, we'll need this later on. So we're just going to begin by sitting down onto our heels if possible. If that's not comfortable for you, grab your support and just sit in whichever way is comfortable on that support. Try to make sure your back is nice and straight. So throughout the practice today, we are going to be focusing on coordinating our breath with the movement, and that's going to maximise the calming effect of the yoga sequence. So when you're sitting comfortably, spine nice and straight, we're just going to start by closing our eyes down and taking 5 nice deep breaths in, filling the belly, and then slowly releasing the breath out. So in your own time. And then when you've completed your 5 rounds of breath, slowly open your eyes. And we're going to make our way up onto our hands and knees, making sure that your wrists and your shoulders are in line and your knees and your hips are in line. And we're going to flow between a modified cat and cow sequence. So taking a breath in, and then as you exhale, slowly just start to curl into the spine, hugging your tummy muscles in, bringing baby in nice and close. And then as you breathe in, we're coming back to a neutral spine and then just gazing slightly up. And again, exhaling, curling into the back, drop the chin down towards the chest. Inhaling back to neutral and looking up. So do 3 more of these in your own time with your own breath. And then just coming back to neutral now. And then from here, we're going to take our left hand and place it into the centre line. So it's just underneath your face. We're going to take a breath in. And as we do, we're going to sweep that right hand up into the air on the inhale. And then exhaling slowly, bringing it back down towards the mat. And again, inhaling up. And exhaling down. Again, in your own time, we'll do 3 more of these, breathing in as you sweep the arm up, breathing out as you bring it back down. And then we're just going to swap over so that the right hand comes into the centre line now, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhaling up on the left hand, exhaling down. We'll do 4 more. Just noticing if you have the same range of movement or whether one side is slightly higher than the other. And then just coming back down, bringing your hands underneath your shoulders again. And we're just going to tuck our toes under and bringing ourselves up into downward facing dog. Pushing ourselves back. Taking a breath in. And then as we exhale, lowering the knees back down to come back into tabletop. Inhaling up into downward facing dog. Exhaling, knees down into tabletop. So 3 more again.
Just take your own time.
And then when you've done your 5, we're just going to slowly start to walk our hands back towards our knees, bringing our feet down onto the floor. And then slowly we're going to bring ourselves up by lifting the bottom up into the air. And we can bring our hands onto our thighs and just hold it here halfway, making sure there's a slight bend in the knees and that you draw your shoulders back. And then slowly coming up. And then just making your way to the front of the mat now. We're going to bring our feet about hip distance apart. And then from here we're going to step back with the right foot, making sure that your stance is quite wide to give you more stability. We're going to bend down into the left leg, bringing the hands up at either side, coming into warrior 2. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then on the inhale, we're going to come up into reverse warrior. So bringing the left hand up into the air. And then as we exhale, come back to warrior 2. Again, inhaling, stretch up. Exhaling, warrior 2. 3 more with your own breath here. Just trying to keep the knee bent if possible. And then from here, we're just going to turn ourselves around so that we are facing sideways on the mat. And then we're just going to bring our feet so that they're coming out towards 10 and 2. Breathing in, raising the arms up out to the side. Take a nice deep breath. Breathing in again. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend into the elbows, bend into the knees, coming down into goddess pose. Breathing in, straightening into the arms and legs. Exhaling, goddess pose. 3 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And then we're just going to step it back to the top of the mat here. Take a nice deep breath in, raising our arms up into the air. Try and tucking the tailbone under, hugging baby in tight, relaxing the shoulders, hold it here. And then slowly lowering the hands down the centre line. And then we're going to come into that little flow on the other side now. So this time we'll step back with the left leg, bending into the right knee and coming into warrior 2 on the other side. Breathing in and out. And then inhaling, coming back into reverse warrior. Exhaling, warrior 2. Flowing with your own breath. And then just straightening into the leg, turning around. So I'm going to flip round this way again so that I'm not facing the opposite direction. Just turning the toes out again towards 10 and 2. Hands out to the side, breathing in. Exhaling, goddess pose. Inhale, hands out. exhale down. 3 more. And then just stepping it back to the front of the mat. So we're going to grab our supports from here and just pop them down behind where you're standing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to squat down to come down to rest our bottom onto the support. So having your feet hip distance apart, maybe turning your toes out slightly towards 10 and 2 again. We're going to bring our hands into prayer position and then taking a breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to slowly just start to bend down into the knees. Coming down to rest on your support behind you. And then from here, we're just going to bring the hands out in front and just gaze straight ahead, taking nice deep breaths in. And then to bring yourself out of this, we're just going to bring our hands behind us and then just extending the legs out, removing ourselves from the supports so that we're sitting down flat onto the floor. We're going to extend our legs straight out in front of us, feet about hip distance apart, bringing your hands down onto the floor, and then we're just going to try to sit up nice and straight, rolling our shoulders down and turning your gaze just towards your feet. And then we're just going to bring ourselves down to lie down onto our side. So we'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you go with to begin with. Bringing the arm that's closest to the floor out in front of you. And then we're going to take the other arm and we're going to bring that back to open up into the shoulders and look backwards towards that hand. And then breathing out, coming back to centre. Breathing in, sweeping it open. And hopefully you've not got a wall behind you as close as what I do. So just keep moving with your breath, extending the arm backwards and bringing it back to centre. And then once you have done 5, we're just going to turn yourself over. So you can just roll over. I'm going to come round to face the other way. And we're going to do the same thing, going the opposite direction. So again, bringing one hand out in front of you that's on the floor. And then taking the other hand on the inhale and sweeping it back. Exhaling back to centre. You can do 4 more. And then once you've finished, we're going to do a short relaxation from here. So lying down on your left side, I would make sure that you have plenty of support. So I would say having something underneath your head, maybe another prop in between your knees. And it can also feel quite nice to have something underneath the hip as well for that extra bit of support. So we're just lying down on our left side, making sure you're as comfortable as possible. Allow the eyes to close. And then from here, we're just going to start to observe our breath. And we're going to count it backwards from 27. So breathing in 27, breathing out 27, breathing in 26, breathing out 26, and so on until you get to 1. When you get to 1, the relaxation is complete and you've finished your yoga challenge for the day.